Some people can predict the future with remarkable accuracy. Every Nigerian who returns home will fail. Everyone in Nigeria should japa. The UK opportunity is always better. Run away. You will lose your money. You will be kidnapped. That is somebody's story all of the time. That is the consistent narrative. Last year, when I started my UK is a Trap series, there's this content creator that made a video to attack me. And that was my very first exposure to him. Now, let's be clear. The video he made wasn't to engage with the arguments I was making. It was basically to discredit the conclusions I was drawing. There was no counter-analysis, no serious engagement with the substance of what I was saying. It was just dismissive. Since then, I've come across his content a few times to notice a pattern. His entire content strategy revolves around discrediting Nigeria, encouraging Nigerians to leave Nigeria to relocate to the UK. That is all he talks about. That pattern is what interests me. Not necessarily his opinion, but the certainty with which he speaks. Sometimes he sees a couple leaving the UK to go back to Nigeria and he already knows that they are going to regret it. He already positions himself as a psychic that knows how the situation will end. They will regret going to Nigeria. They are going to run back. He sees a man that says he has maybe 60 million naira in savings and he wants to relocate to Nigeria to start a business. He already knows that he's going to lose the entirety of his savings and come back to this same El Dorado, the UK. Somebody talks about a business opportunity back home. He already knows that it won't work. Your money will finish. You will come back to this our UK. Now here we await you. These are real people with real lives and decisions he was never a part of. And somehow he's already written the ending before they've even lived a single day of it. I mean no disrespect to anyone's hustle, but this content strategy fascinates me. Why? Because conversations about relocation are supposed to be nuanced. Different people relocate for different reasons. Different people are solving different problems. Someone looking to solve a survival problem is different from someone looking for freedom and choice. Yet, for some of these creators, the answer must be the same. Leave Nigeria, japa, stay abroad, don't go back, settle here. Recently, I watched one of his whimsical, or should I say capricious analysis on a whiteboard. He had this pen with which he was scribbling on a whiteboard. On one side, he had Japa. On the other side, he had Nigeria. And under Nigeria, he said that someone that has 50,000 pounds, the money will finish in 365 days. And that was the analysis. Finished. He said things like, in Nigeria, you would enjoy life, you will rent, you will buy a nice car. And that was it. That was the entire analysis. A single balance sheet figure stripped of all context, followed by prediction presented as certainty. Nothing about capital allocation, nothing about assets, productivity, nothing about cash flow generating potentials, nothing about income diversification or risk exposure, nothing about the risk profile of the individual managing the funds. Is it risk averse? Is it risk tolerant? Nothing like that. Who exactly is this person that owns these funds? Is it someone that is able to create value? Is it someone that is able to multiply funds now and in the future? Nothing. Just a number on a whiteboard and a conclusion. Serious analysis don't begin with a cash balance. It begins with a complete understanding of the economic engine behind the individual that is managing the funds. Two different people can both have 50,000 pounds and each of them would have different outcomes. One may be consuming capital, the other might be controlling productive assets. Yet for this person, somehow the ending is already known, a fixed constant, without asking relevant, important questions. That's exactly what you call confirmation bias. When you already have a bias towards your UK, your El Dorado, such that every conversation must be that people, everybody, no matter their status, no matter where they are economically, they must travel out of Nigeria. I've lived abroad for almost 20 years, long enough to know that life is more complicated than a whiteboard. Long enough to know that two people can arrive at the same destination and leave with two completely different outcomes. Long enough to know that human beings optimize for different things. Some people optimize for survival and they're happy to remain at that level forever. Live from paycheck to paycheck. The UK system favors them. They're happy with it and that's fine. Some optimize for wealth. Some optimize for freedom. Some for family. Some people prefer belonging and some optimize for sovereignty. No matter how comfortable life becomes in the UK, they want more. They don't want to be told every time to go home. They want to be the lion in the jungle. The problem begins when someone mistakes their own personal priorities as universal truths. Therefore, every decision they wouldn't make becomes a mistake for somebody else. Every outcome they don't understand becomes impossible. Every success that contradicts their worldview becomes invisible. Every analysis somehow arrives at the same conclusion. Stay, don't leave, remain here forever. Money will finish, you will regret it. Be careful of people who always know how the story ends. Be wise and be careful who you listen to. My name is BC.